he comes to town. They need him to be able to shut down some of these other players that are coming in. They don't have that player. They don't have any. The superstars aren't going to put that effort in until the playoffs.
Yeah,
they're not going to do that.
You do need a Ben Wallace out there. Everybody needs a Ben Wallace.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Everybody needs a Ben Wallace.
Or Dwight Howard would be a good pickup. Is he for them? I would take that.
Where's he playing now?
Is he at the Nets?
No,
they got
Dwight
Jordan,
Howard?
I think, right at the Nets.
Yeah, he's in Lakers. I thought.
No, he left. He left the Lakers.
Yeah.
I thought he was in Atlanta, but I might be wrong about that. I don't know. Either way,
look it up.
Yeah. We're following the story. He does look slimmer in black, though. I was right about that.
Hey, Marquise, what do you think about the coach, Steve Nash?
Oh, he's on the Sixers.
Again, no. I don't really know. It's going to be his chance to prove himself. Everybody's always got something to say, but nobody's been in that position himself. So we'll see.
Do you like the young coaches? I mean, the young coaches seem to have a lot of success in the NBA. I mean, Steve Kerr's done really well. There's been some other ones. Jason Kidd did pretty decent right out the gate as well.
Yeah, I mean, they have the knowledge of the game.
Yeah.
They've been there.
They've
been there. They've done that.
Knows what works, right?
You know what I mean? It's like a really a master chess player. We can call them that of their craft because they've proven everything that they are who they are. We know their names. It's like a master chess player watching a match from the outside.
Been there, yeah.
So I'm gonna go ahead and tell you the best thing I think you should do, and at the end of the day, the players are gonna do what they need.
Have more respect for that type of insight.
With that said, though, I mean, Jason Kidd had
I think he's
an
gonna
NBA
do well.
ring. Stephen Kerr had an NBA ring, right? Finals win.
Yeah.
Yep.
Did Steve Nash ever get one? Did Steve Nash ever get a title? Did he ever prove that he knew how to win all the way?
He's got the respect, man.
Yeah, he does.
He's got the respect, and when you hear
Best
that
white
name,
boy to play
Nash,
basketball.
No, well, we forgot about Jason Williams, okay? Jason Williams is...
white chocolate.
Yeah, why he knows.
Depends on how far we want to go back. 'Cause, Jerry West is the NBA logo.
Scotty Skiles is the greatest white player ever.
Yeah.
Scotty Skittles Skiles.
Scott Skiles. He's the only person to ever scare Shaq, is what I heard.
Wow.
He would go after Shaq in the locker room.
Really? Bite his
He'd
legs?
just make him... Scott was fiery.
Yeah, he was.
Shaq was always kind of lackadaisical when he was
Yeah.
at the Magic in the early days. He just liked to go out there and put on a show.
Yeah.
Well, but Scott would get pissed at him for not putting the effort and not being more aggressive enough.
Yeah.
So.
Well, they need some aggressiveness on their team. They gave up 115 points to the Magic. They did win that game, but they definitely need to play defense.
It's a scoring league now.
So we'll see about that. We'll see what they do. Yeah, guys, it's been a fun week. You excited about what's going on? Anybody got any other news they want to add for the week? I know there's been a lot. We got, obviously, Hank Aaron passed away. We talked about that. Natural born winner, Hank Aaron.
Oh, yeah.
Man, and Larry King this morning.
What?
And I believe the day that we found out he was COVID positive, we were prepping for the show, and Liz said, she's like, he's 87, like, that's not good.
Dang, man.
Yeah.
I'm having like a deja vu right now. I feel like you guys told me this before on another dimension. A different
we haven't
life,
talked about it today.
Where you...
Did you take an edible too?
How did I miss it?
Yeah, where are the edibles at? I want one.
I did.
Oh, you didn't?
I did.
Oh, my God.
Mark came in.
Yeah, you think this is jokes. This is for real stuff going on. I took my share. It's your guys' turn.
I got something to add to this. Florida State Seminoles won at basketball again today.
Oh, wow.
That's
Moving
good because
up to
they're a
9-2.
basketball school now.
5, hell. Recently, you're not lying about that. We don't know anything about football up there in Tallahassee right now.
Speaking of basketball, wasn't it like Duke and Kansas the first time not in the top, was it 25?
Ooh.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
There's a turning point. Gonzaga's like the leaders.
Oh, wow.
That was like everywhere on my ESPN. I was like, wait, Duke's not even in the top 5, not in the top 25.
Whoa.
It's changed so much, so I mean, college you can play without having superstars.
Coach
and
K,
be successful.
Coach K at Duke.
I love Coach K.
He's the only player he's the only college coach in the history of NCAA basketball to play or to coach in the arena that is named in his honor.
Oh wow!
Ooh.
Yeah.
Well, he built.
He's
Duke,
a legend.
Though. Yeah, he built
he's a legend.
Yeah. Who had a better nose? What's that?
Krzyzewski?
Or Velopano.
I don't know,
Jimmy
man.
V. Jimmy V.
Jimmy
they
V.
both had some nice speakers on them.
Oh, yeah.
Those are some big schnozzes.
Yeah.
Yeah, guys. So, yeah, this has been a fun segment. Thanks so much for hanging out with us and listening to my news. What else we got, Liz?
I think we're going to take a break right now. But later on in the show, we're doing a new segment called Liz's Quiz. Liz Quiz, I believe. Yeah.
The Liz quiz.
The Liz
It's so
Quiz.
new, we haven't named it.
Am I going to be
Right?
smart enough to take this quiz?
I hope so, because I got questions specifically picked out for each of you, but everyone can answer. But first, I think we're going to take a break and come back with the wings and the brews.
Wings and beer.
Thanks for listening to Ballbusters.
You're listening to Ball Busters.
This song's about my mom and dad. You see, they had a bit of a problem. Between alcohol and crack cocaine, I know it was the 80s, but
You're listening to Ball Busters.
Welcome back to Ballbusters. We're getting into my favorite segment, the beer and the wings segment. I think we got some contenders that we've tasted prior, right, Danny?
Oh yeah, you know it. We're getting this now. This is the NFC Championship game, non-fruit conference. All right, Indomitian Stew versus Hollandaised and Confused. One of these are gonna go on to the big wing bowl in a couple weeks. This is a big one. This is. Ooh, I'm glad we have an extra judge here today. It's gonna be a high-scoring affair, and so what beers are we pairing over here today, Brando?
Oh, yeah. Thanks for asking. We've got 2 beers from a Beta Brewing Company out of Louisiana. Beta Brewing Company is going to lead the charge tonight, just like my main
Poirier.
man, Dustin Diamond Poirier. Liz knows where this is going.
Uh-oh.
And I've got a very special beer tonight, Danny, for our 7th inning stretch,
All right.
coming all the way from Brussels, Belgium, Dranken. I'm not sure.
Ooh,
Yeah.
sounds fancy.
And I'm finally showing our producer here what an actual unflavored lambic is.
Wow.
They're hard to find. Mostly, whenever you see a lambic beer, they're going to have fruit added. That's just something
Yeah,
like
like
it.
strawberry and stuff.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Usually a fruit, but this is just the straight up plain lambic.
All right.
That's going to serve as our intermezzo 7th inning stretch tonight. I was looking for Milwaukee's best in honor of Hank Aaron. I'm not going to tell this story again because the listeners heard it earlier. But here, so let me know. Let's talk, what kind of wings you got for us?
I personally don't like any talk with anything with Lambo in it right now.
Oh yeah,
Ooh.
I hear you. Man.
All right.
I'd be scared too.
All right. Well, what do you
Lambeau
want? You want to start with?
Yeah. Which one? Yeah. Which one?
Did you bring a sour today?
I did, but it's the 7th inning stretch.
Okay. All right. So let's start with the deconstructed Indomitian Stew then. Okay. Let's start with that one. And
So I
the one you need a fork with.
I think any good stew needs a darker beer. This Andy Gator is not a dark version of a Doppelbock, but generally a Doppelbock a lot of times will be a little bit darker. The Andy Gator from a Beta Brewing Company is a Doppelbock, so it's a little bit of a stronger beer, but it's still a lager. The Doppelbock in this one is 8%.
Woo.
It stands for double Bock beer. So have you guys ever had Shiner Bock?
That's the Texas beer.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that's an American example of a Bock beer, the beer that originated in Germany. Celebrator was the first popular Bock beer. And since Celebrator ends in ATOR, a lot of times when you see ATOR on a beer, such as Andy Gator, which is a very clever way of depicting that, generally it's going to be a Doppelbock. So it's just kind of like one of those kind of funny things in the beer world, beer lore, you could call it. Todd, did you get any?
Dominica's coming out hot. Put
Oh.
pressure on the quarterback right now.
I've got another one in the fridge that I'll grab for myself. You're good? Okay. We got everybody? Dirt, did you get one?
I got one.
Okay. There's more in the fridge of these. This is a mixed pack that I picked up today.
Okay.
So yeah, Generally, like I said, double box would be a little bit darker. This is a golden version of it, but it's stronger than your normal, so it will match up with this stew. Is what I'm pointing at. So, tell me about this Dominican stew.
All right, so this is a deconstructed wing. After I fry it up, I cut it into tiny little pieces, and then we put it inside of a bowl. And we pour that Dominican stew that's full of hot sauce and vegetables, and we pour it right over there. So you can eat this with a fork, with a spoon. It's not going to get your fingers messy. A lot of people don't like to get messy, okay? Some people do, some people don't. This will keep your hands clean, okay? You got other stuff going on. Maybe you don't want to keep reaching for napkins between every other bite.
It's very creative. Liz is going to town over there, by the way. She hasn't even had a chance to take a breath. Are you gonna?
This is good. I love the pear. This the beer. It kind of like you taste it at first, and it kind of like fades away.
Yeah, it's true. What'd you say?
Todd's going to town.
Some more beer?
No, I pounded that down.
I got another one.
I thought you were trying to relax, take a break. No, it's time for the DTs and the shakes.
Yeah,
Sometimes you
Todd's
gotta
detoxing right now.
Sometimes you got to get back on the train that just kicked you. You know?
Wow. All right. Okay, that's how we're rolling today.
Yeah. So generally, when you're dealing with something like a stew, like a heartier stew, I don't think anybody's ever made a chicken wing stew, by the way. But once again, I'm so happy.
Pinterest.
I'm so happy to see this back. But you generally want to go with a heartier beer as well. So this is a little bit on the heartier side. A Doppelbock is going to be a little heartier, even though it's golden and kind of light.
Black tongue approved.
All right. Markier gets in on this one. Dominican stew. Yeah, good stuff. How do you think the beer works with that?
I'll run in the Capitol after this.
Mm-hmm.
What about you, Mr. Dirt? You're our heat index threshold guy. So right out of the gates, what is this Dominican stew doing 1 to 10 on you?
Okay, for me, again, I'm not a heat guy.
Yep.
That is, I think, the hottest sauce that I've had that you've made, and I think that might just be skewed because when you're eating it with a fork, you're scooping all the sauce out, and you're eating all the sauce. Whereas, like with a normal wing, you're losing some of it on the plate. You're not really getting all of it. So that's why I think it might be hotter, just because we're kind of shoveling it into our faces. But I like it. That's definitely one of my favorites. And paired with the Andy Gator, I think that when I look for look at a pairing, the way I look at it is, do they clash? Like, is there something in the flavor of the wing or the beer that kind of clashes and makes it not enjoyable? And with this one, I think it's good. Like, it doesn't dilute the flavor of the wing, and you still get the flavor of the beer. So I think it's a perfect pairing, personally.
Okay. Now, see, myself, I just have a medium heat threshold, and I try and keep these around medium. I really did not think my first few bites out of that, I didn't even think that was that hot. So I was very surprised because I remember Todd was a little underwhelmed by the heat last week. But yeah, that didn't even bite me at all. That's just like, oh man, I should have made it hotter.
I'm excited about these wings for a couple reasons. One, I think last time Dominican Stew saw Aaron Rodgers, maybe that was a couple years ago. He kicked him in the balls for everybody. That might be in our future.
Oh.
I would have liked to have had a beer from Ybor City to go with this Dominican Stew.
Cigar City Brewing. I love it.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
I mean, really rock off Tampa.
Well, if Tampa gets in the Super Bowl, we'll be drinking Tampa beer. All Tampa.
So,
beer.
as a
going to the game,
self-proclaimed foodie, tasting the carrots and the peas and
Are those capers?
the potatoes.
No, they're peas. They're peas. I
Okay.
tried to keep it old school. Yeah.
That's got a good spice on it. Hangs around.
It's very
Yeah.
good. I enjoy this.
All right. Now we're talking. Now we're getting fired up. What's the next brew? I saved a few extra bites because I want to try the next brew with these few extra bites of this Dominican stew. So what are we gonna move on to now? Are we staying in Abita land?
Well, if we're going to the next wing, then we're staying in Abita land for our next pairing.
Okay.
If we want to save our seventh inning stretch for the ninth inning because this is such a big bottle,
Oh my lord.
That works.
then I think we should do that for this
save it to
particular.
the end.
Okay. All right.
And drink that the rest of the
So
show.
if everybody's ready for their next wing, Let's guzzle down the rest of your Andy Gator if anybody's got any left.
Okay.
Guzzle it down. Take it down there.
You put more in.